For puzzle and psychological thriller fans, Atlus has answered your prayers in delivering upon us Catherine, the new PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 love triangle. You'll take the role of 32-year-old Vincent Brooks and follow him throughout his nights at the Stray Sheep with his friends Johnny, Orlando, and Toby, his apartment, and his frantic nightmares where he has to climb to stay alive, but we'll get to that in a second. So poor Vincent is running into some commitment issues and he needs a remedy. Booze. Booze and bad decisions. The next morning he wakes up and finds little Miss Catherine next to him. This wouldn't be a problem except that he's been in a long relationship with his girlfriend Catherine, spelled with a K, and she's bringing up the idea of marriage. And she might be pregnant. Kind of a bummer all around for him to start things off. Well, things get worse. Vincent is legitimately cursed and is sucked into these horrific nightmares every night where he's surrounded by sheep. He has to climb towers in order to stay alive. If he doesn't get to the top, it's game over for the player and good night for Vincent. Vincent's got a laundry list of personal issues that the player will address via text messages, conversations,
Do you know about
Ants.
I hear making out of the mouths of the
and in moments of complete panic. How they go about it is through simple decisions of what Vincent does throughout the course of the game. This means you'll need to play through some pretty intense puzzles numerous times to see the entirety of Catherine, if you have that amount of patience. Catherine is all about making your brain into scrambled eggs with its countless towers and blocks. To progress through the game, you'll have to climb up, maneuvering around the tower as you build pathways by placing blocks in the right areas and dodging sheep. Some of the levels are much longer than the others, but Atlus did a nice job at spreading them out so you can learn as you go. One of the first things we noticed about Catherine was the difficulty. The story is tremendous, and all the customizing of Vincent glues us to the screen. Just it's kind of a downer to have to play it on easy. This is the only way we can struggle past some of the later puzzles. Granted, we've got some patience, but not nearly that much, so the more patient you are, the better you'll cope with the stress. Unless you're naturally talented, in which case... Catherine doesn't really stand out visually as anything remarkable, but the anime cutscenes do add more of a cinematic effect. The game is set as if we're watching this tale unfold on TV via the Golden Theater, so this adds a bit to that element. While you don't have much to look at, the music is a great blend of smooth jazz during some of the bar and dialogue scenes, while anytime you're facing death, you hear some hardcore rock guitar. It's a nice mix that adds some spice to some of the puzzle's monotony, though nothing really compares to the feeling when you'll get to the top of the tower. Vincent pretty much sums it up perfectly.
I made it! Here I go!
Overall, we were pleasantly surprised with Catherine and how they managed to take the puzzle concept to the next level. Imagine if back in the day, Tetris was actually a lover's quarrel with nightmares. Who'd have thought somebody would take puzzle games in this direction? Other than the repetition of some of the stages, it's a win on all counts.